He's back. He has risen. Get out of here, Jesus. That's right. The director of Wedding Crashers, a film that's 15 years old, is back. He's back. This time he's brought along Will Ferrell, Rachel McAdams, Dan Stevens, who I'm pretty sure is like the bluest eyes in Hollywood.
Oh, prepare for the blue eyes white dragon.
And Pierce Brosnan. Eurovision Song Contest, The Story of Fire Saga, is a film about two Icelandic hopefuls that wish to win Eurovision Song Contest. And it was all shot fine. The CGI looked cheap in parts, but it's fine because it's a comedy movie. Don't have to worry about that too much. Also, the story is predictable and a little bit telegraphed, but it's fine because it's a comedy movie, as long as it's funny. Unfortunately, this isn't that funny. This one really wasn't for me. I think I chuckled at one part. At the graveyard scene, there's like a meta comment. Apart from that, most of the humour felt very much more inclined towards like sex and penis jokes being funny and slapstick and more visual comedy. For me personally, I didn't find any of that stuff really funny. You have Will Ferrell, who's doing his very like, you know, shouty man-child. Rachel McAdams, I'd probably say my favourite in this. But the problem is they're all caricatures. So every time they shoved like the melodrama in, it's hard to believe any of these people are real. It's really hard to take the melodrama seriously. I was worried that it was going to try and mock Eurovision and to a bigger extent Europe. But they play it quite tactfully. There's some like very light Euro sort of jokes. Like, for instance, UK getting no points, and the fact that there's such a small population, they think everyone in Iceland is related to each other. But apart from that, I think the people that got the biggest brunt of the stick was the Americans. There's like a little tirade against Americans in this. All the music in this would not be amiss in an actual Eurovision. Like, it's all really well produced music, and it's all very like Eurocentric, like dance sort of pop. Also, you can't go wrong with adding a bit of Sugar Ross. They also did a nice little nod to all the former winners. There was this one scene in the mansion which sort of turned into a sing-along. While it is a nice nod to all the former winners, it felt really out of place, especially breaking the fourth wall. So I'm not going to criticise too much the accents. While a lot of them felt somewhat jokey and fairly obviously put on, the worst for me was Pierce Brosnan, who was just literally sounding Welsh at times. I just didn't find any of the comedy elements funny, and that's probably the most you want from a comedy film, really. For me, I'd have to give this a 2 out of 5.